Hey Harmonizers, welcome to this video on confidence building. This is some footage from the HH Meetup, which are our little get-togethers of Harmony Horsemanship instructors that demonstrate or instruct on different topics, usually for about an hour each topic. And we have different people who participate in the session sometimes. Really just it's about sharing different learning and kind of inspiring people to do more with horses. So this is some footage of the horses after they were done doing the demo with the confidence building, and this is little Valente. He's working with HH instructor Osa during the building confidence demo, and I just wanted to share with you guys a couple tips for building confidence and show you some of the reasons for why we might want to do this. So this is Valente kind of after he had built up to this point with Osa, which I was pretty proud of, because if you guys know from watching Valente, he's usually a little bit skittish and he can be a little bit wary sometimes of new people. He doesn't know them. So the fact that he's working with somebody he doesn't know and he's working with the tarp, which he doesn't particularly like, I was super proud that he was able to work up to this point with Osa. And you can see how much more relaxed he is here going over the tarp. And so a couple little tips for you guys to keep in mind is, one is that if you use positive reinforcement, then your horse is going to learn significantly faster, and it's going to be a lot less traumatizing to your horse than, let's say, if you're just doing like reward is in the release, because then it becomes less about you just making your horse do things and your horse just surviving the task. Like right here you can see, I'm jumping back now to show you some of the before footage. Valente's pretty nervous. He kind of steps on the tarp and very braced in his body, and he starts to kind of try to go around the area. And depending on how we approach the situation, this could be like a situation where he gets really nervous and really scared and like, oh my God, what are you making me do? But see how he tries a little bit there, and then Osa gives him a cookie and takes a breath, and it's like, hey man, you actually tried, and it's not the end of the world that you knocked over the cone on your way over. Hey, let's try it again. And so the horse has no reason to become terrified of the learning process. And see how the second time she goes to do it there, it is way easier for Valente to do. So he is gaining confidence in Osa to be a leader because he's not getting hurt, but he's also learning that this learning process is okay, that he doesn't need to be so guarded in his body and so tense about the whole situation, because she's not making it stressful for him. How many times do we see people yanking on horses' faces because they didn't go perfectly straight or stuff like that? So we don't need to act like that with our horses. So this is a different little clip here. This is me and Fairly, and Fairly's my superstar pony. She's my 2019 Thoroughbred Makeover Reserve Champion in the freestyle and fourth in freestyle. So I'm just goofing around with the tarp because she obviously knows what tarps are from her freestyle. I've never stood up on her, which means I'm actually trusting her to stay in one spot while I'm working with the tarp. And so I'm just testing the boundaries a little bit and just being a little bit goofy and just kind of showing how much I trust her with that tarp. And I can offer her reinforcement, and that is the cutest thing there, where as soon as I sat down, she bent to the side like, hey, do I get a cookie for that? And that's what I'm looking to retrain my horse's reaction to, so I can get up to that level of difficulty and my horse just turns her head and says, is that cookie worthy? And I love that. It's so much better than a horse being stressed out or thinking what the heck's going on and they're worried about it. So the next thing I did is I started kind of walking around, and my other horse, Alicia, is actually in the ring with Melissa. And so I thought it'd be a cool opportunity for Alicia to start to be around the tarp, blowing around and becoming big, because I'm hoping that she can do the big tarp routine when we get to Pennsylvania for the Horse World Expo. And so her seeing the tarp with Fairly doing this, you can see Valente, he's in the field there watching all of this. He's like, Fairly, do you realize you're getting eaten by the tarp? Fairly doesn't care. And so it's awesome because we've got a horse that's not reacting to the tarp whatsoever. I'm moving it around, I'm shaking it around. Fairly obviously doesn't care. And then Alicia is in the arena and has the opportunity for Melissa, who's working with her, to see how Fairly reacts. So it's not that we're trying to use Fairly to show her the tarp or anything like that. It's that we have an opportunity to get that tarp up high and get it moving and get it doing different things. And here you can see Alicia is there standing with Melissa and obviously not caring about it, and Melissa's not letting her stand and gawk at it. But it's a great opportunity if you're not sure how your horse is going to react to certain things. You can have somebody else working with the tarp in the arena, and then it gives you some flexibility for, are you going to get closer? Are you going to get further away? What do you feel like your horse is ready to do? I was super duper impressed with Alicia. Look how chill and calm she is. She's focusing on Melissa there, and Melissa is doing a bit of a demo to the crowd because I let her work with Alicia to start some bridleless work with her. So she's doing a little bit of groundwork first and assessing where Alicia's brain is at. And what a cool distraction I am being, because if she can hold Alicia's focus while I'm going around with the tarp, which she's never seen go around in that kind of way before, then she knows that Alicia is set up to do these different things. So I kind of showed you a little bit of the horses going across the tarp and a couple tips for crossing them, and then I kind of introduced the idea of the tarp being a distraction, and you can use that to kind of assess how well your horse's mental focus is at. And then here Melissa is working a little bit on bridleless with Alicia for the first time. And really, especially when you're working on bridleless and you're doing anything with loose reins, or even if you were going to do liberty, the real key thing is that you want your horse focused on you. You want to know that if a flock of birds goes and flies up beside you, or something happens that's outside of the ring, anything that's kind of out of your control, you want to know that your horse is going to have a fair chance of staying focused on you and not freaking the heck out. That's really important. I think you can agree with me there that keeping your horse's focus is super important. So Melissa has now got the bridle off, and she is trusting my 2-year-old thoroughbred mare, and having that big tarp distraction was just a really great test of that. So Melissa's doing a lot of just getting Alicia to bend and stay focused, and really wants just to kind of reinforce that. Please stay connected to me. Please stay relaxed and soft. Please remember that you can still bend your neck, and I want you to check in with me a whole lot. And so all of these things are super duper important when you're starting a horse bridleless or at liberty, but basically just using fewer tools. You want to make sure you have that softness in your horse. And you can see the tarp still there. We're not doing anything with it in the moment, but that was a great opportunity to test that distraction. And I'm loving how relaxed Alicia is, but it's just great to really explore your horse's focus level before you put yourself in a position where you're on your horse's back and you don't have a bridle and you're sitting on a little 2-year-old thoroughbred mare and you really don't know what could happen next. But if you push the boundaries a little bit before you get on, you're better set up for success. So this is just cool here. She's doing a little bit of that bridleless stuff. You can see Alicia's checking in, and Melissa's like, okay, you can keep going. And Melissa's starting a little bit of steering and just getting her used to that neck rope. So super cool stuff. We had a great time. We hope that we see you at one of the next HH meetups. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you guys for watching. We shall see you next time. Bye for now.